to do this little pop-up thing at an art fair. You know, if we have any leftover money, maybe we'll all make like $20 for the day. You know, like that's legit what it was. So
do you remember like biggest failure?
Yeah, I've lost a lot of money.
Your girlfriend at the time's family was launching a company and you just quit your job and wanted to be part of it?
There's so much chaos all the time. And at a base level, if you're not at peace with your spouse, like life will be hard. This is our old office, and it's as hot as it was.
Yeah.
I remember.
We spent quite some time in here.
Yeah.
Well, I actually have a theory about hot offices being good.
What? Yeah. Why would that be a good thing?
Also, small offices. Yeah, I made a strategic decision with my wife to move from like the colder, bigger office on the other side to come in here. I didn't know it was going to be this hot. I mean, it's like startling.
Yeah,
you know,
it's intense.
We are, by the end, we'll be sweating. It's just part of it. But I think when you want to create a culture of like do it now and get it done quick, if you're hot, you are more likely to get it done quick because you want to get out of the hotness. You want to get out of this space. It was like literally like a fire under your butt.
Right.
Like you feel it all the time. And anytime you're frustrated with a problem, you're just like, this is good. Like this heat in here is good for me because what I'm feeling in the physical, I'm also experiencing in like the spiritual. Like, why am I not doing this right now? Like, what's the holdup? Like, it makes you, it's just like that easy, quick reminder to get it done now. And the reason why you're hot and uncomfortable is because you haven't made it yet. So you're going to keep sweating. You know, it's like if life's ever too easy for you and you're just like sitting back, sipping martinis,
right?
Like, you better be waiting for like a meeting or like something like, you know, but when you're in the office, it's like,
you should be sweating.
Again, I don't want everyone to sweat. Obviously, there's air conditioning on the other side. I don't want people to think it's like a sweatshop. But on a personal level, it's like I've come to embrace the heat and the sweatiness, and I hate being hot and sweaty unless I know I'm going to be. Like, I love to play golf. So on the golf course, I'm hot and sweaty all the time.
Right, and you like it.
But I'm out there. I got my cigar. I'm like, I'm chilling.
You having fun.
Yeah. Be sweaty.
Totally.
Like I'm meant to prepare. When you're in the office, like you don't want to be sweaty.
No.
You know?
I see what you're saying.
But it's good for you. It's like leaning into discomfort.
Yes, leaning into discomfort.
So that's just a little aside.
I liked that.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Today we're joined by Derek. He's going to be telling us a little bit about who he was before the Inspiration Company and how he got started in it and everything else in his life.
Cool. That was a great intro. Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to start with a hard-hitting question. So what is something that you believed at 25 that you like strongly disagree with now?
Wow. Cool.
And then you can go into like what helped you change your mindset.
Yeah. Well, just to touch on getting into the company, when we first launched, it was not 25 years ago. That would be a long time ago. It's not 5 years ago.
Coming on 9.
Yeah, coming on 9. April and I have been married almost 9 years now. So when I first met her, we were just launching the company, Doug and Ashley, and you know, they were doing the Christian concerts and stuff, and it wasn't really like a thing yet. It was I don't know, like a little pop-up show that was like going to concerts. And so I had met April. My background's in real estate, and she was in production in the past, and it was an awesome kind of fun idea to give legs to and give life to. And early on, you know, we continued sort of with that pop-up design. We did that first kiosk at Aventura Mall, which later on we would get one of our first bigger stores there, like jumping ahead. But yeah, I mean, when we dove into it, we had really no idea what we were doing. Even when we got to the first stores, we literally like went to Home Depot and like looked around, and we didn't know how to like build anything.
Right.
And just literally just imagined like what could hold a bracelet on it, how we could like attach it to a wall.
So you played a big part on like the build team.
Yeah, we can call it that. We'll call it the build team.
That it didn't exist yet, but essentially.
But I mean, all of it. I mean, just giving like giving life to a company takes a ton of energy and thought, and yeah, so we dove in and started building.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's a huge risk that you took. Your girlfriend at the time's family was launching a company and you just quit your job and wanted to be part of it. Like, how did that go?
Yeah, I still kept doing it part-time.
Okay.
But, it was, when you jumped in, it's like, we didn't have like consistent sales. So it's like, you just like, we're looking for the next trade show or pop-up show or whatever to go to sell, to maybe get paid,
maybe not,
most of the time not. But again, just learning like along the way of like how to like grow a company from zero,
right, from nothing, from the ground up.
Actually, like probably negative. It was actually not from zero. It was like negative a lot.
Right.
Negative a lot. I guess at the beginning. So it's like it doesn't feel great in the moment. And I'll touch on some of these stories of like being uncomfortable, and like leaning into that, because that's the only way you continue to grow. Because eventually, a lot more people jumped on once they sort of saw success, or could envision it. And they're like, "Oh, okay, I just go here and I sell, and
I see now
you get paid."
Yeah. So being from the real estate industry, you must have just been comfortable with like. It
was the same mindset. Where nothing is set in stone, and you don't eat unless you're making it happen.
Right.
And also, early on in real estate, you become accustomed to sort of making teams, making alliances, making connections. Because you need to get out there, word of mouth, and like piece things together.
Right. And you can't do anything alone.
Right. And that's a good lesson for growing a business too. Luckily, this is a great family business now, where, there's 30 plus people. I mean, a bunch of them are kids, so, maybe 20 adults.
I mean, we got kids working in the office too, though.
We do. Well, they work, but they're more for like morale boosters and mess makers.
Yeah, mess makers.
And I'll go into my family a bit later, but I got 5 kids, but I actually don't bring them to the office too much, because it's just like pure chaos when they come, as you've probably seen. My daughter is great with hair, so she does give you tune-ups.
She does love to give me a little tune-up every time she's in the office. She's like, this could be better. Let me curl it.
Yeah, and then she's like, I don't know. I guess it's like learned behavior, but she's also like, we have to tell her not to kiss boys. Because, she's 5, but I guess little girls just like to like kiss strangers and stuff.
Okay.
She's not shy, so it's
definitely
like
not shy.
Whenever she started playing soccer, and this is not to the question, but she started playing soccer, and one of the first rules we gave her was to memorize was don't kiss the opposing players.
Oh my God, no way! Because she did that.
Yeah, the other goalie like saved the ball, and she was so excited she like went over and kissed him on the cheek.
No way!
And I was like, what is this? I was like, I already don't like soccer, but now my daughter's like kissing the boys on there. It's like,
what did I sign up for?
So we haven't played too much soccer lately. But
oh
anyway, back to the question. So back when I was 25, I was probably just started real estate, maybe just before then. But building to what we've built now, I think one of the biggest misbeliefs I had was, this is like more from like a business perspective, but you need a big team to achieve big things. In real estate, it's like, again, like your mindset's sort of like, I'm the realtor, and I gotta hustle and make it happen, this and the other. But like, obviously, like if you have a strong back office and you have, again, a lot of realtors, like the bigger ones, like they work together with their teams and stuff. That phrase, like teamwork makes the dream work, is like so true. But the biggest thing is like finding the team that you wanna build with, and sort of like shares your vision and your principles and all the rest. Obviously, when you have a family,
built in,
a family business, like you're already like you're baked in, then people can kind of like jump in as they want to, and then they're like, oh, I want to go do some wholesale stuff, or I want to go do, I just want to do the store builds, or I want to do whatever it is. People are able to like insert in where they want, but finding your team is super important. Obviously, the small teams that we've built, which you're a part of.
Yes. I've been a part of many.
You get a sense of how we try and do it.
Yeah.
Even I'll touch on it later with like the whole Maxwell leadership training. It's like integrating the tools and building like the culture that you want.
Right.
Is what I would remind my 25-year-old self, like lean into that and start looking for that and building that. And literally like even like on a piece of paper, writing out like what are your core principles? Like what gives you life? What gives you energy? And then building that team and encouraging that team and you know, finding like your ride or die people where you just know like whatever if it's an opportunity that pops up and it seems like super random and far-fetched, you're like, we can figure that out.
Right.
You know, that's sort of what we've done with like every
department
iteration of the company as we've gone along. Like there's a core group that makes those things happen, and then there's other people that are really good at maintaining and sort of like administrative and like again there's skills like even like for administration, you know, back end work and stuff. Like you need people that are good at that and that are like that. Like I have high praise for accountants. I double majored in college in econ and finance, and I did really well in my accounting classes, but it was the worst subject of all time, like of everything. Like I did every, you know, when you're in school, like you do a lot of courses. I hated accounting, and the accounting teacher, he was an accountant, like would do it like, you know, part-time job or whatever. A great accountant, and it was the most boring, dreadful coursework of all time. Anyone that's ever done an accounting class knows it. Most people like get like a C or whatever. And you know, if you're good with numbers, like you could do it. It's like very like straightforward, and there's like rules and there's like formulas and like you can do it. But that's why it's good to go to school, I think, because you get an appreciation for things that you're like, hey, I could do this. I hate this. Try to in life, try to avoid things you hate doing. Obviously there's a season where maybe you got to fill in the blanks and make it happen. But that's the thing is like the team building is super important. And my 25-year-old self, I think, didn't have that appreciation for that.
Investing in a good team.
And now, you know, when we build teams and we do work, we are like super nitpicky about who we bring on and who we continue with, because, you know, life's too short and the projects are like too high stakes where, you know, if you don't have people that are on the same page, you'll waste a ton of time getting to failure, where like, hey, if that thing's gonna fail, at least let's get there fast and then pivot and then like let's go move towards that thing. And if we fail on that thing, then at least we got there faster. And, you know, and then eventually you find something that works.
Talk to me about like the difference of like the original vision when you guys started in the garage and what that looked like versus now, everything that you guys have built. How similar, how different is it?
It's very different. Just the stage we're at now. I mean, you know, monthly basis is like now we have 60 plus locations. Just the day-to-day running of stores. Again, you've got built-in rents and payroll for, you know, 200 plus employees just on the retail side. When it was first starting out, like the core team, like there was no like paychecks to worry about. Like we were just like, hey, can we pay to go to do this little pop-up thing at an art fair, and then, you know, if we have any leftover money, maybe we'll all make like $20 for the day or something. You know, like that's legit what it was. So they were very different problems. Early on, it was just like excitement of like, oh, I got the website up, oh, had our first online sale, and now, you know, again, we have, you know, hundreds of orders a day. And it's awesome. But it's like the very like the it's like stratospheres between where we were and you know, then and now, in just everything in every category, inventory, and then you know, again, just like projecting out inventory for the stores. That's not even like online, all the marketing stuff that we do and you guys are a part of. We didn't really do too much marketing. I mean, the marketing back then was like really bad. I think Canva had just come out. I was part of the graphics team on Canva, and it was embarrassing. You probably have seen some of it. I mean, when you came on, we had that was like our first iterations of the kiosk design.
Yeah, it was your second year doing Christmas pop-ups.
Yeah, they were like splinters still coming out of it. Like the doors didn't stay on well.
Always fell off.
Yeah.
Counting inventory was like, count it, don't count it.
Yeah.
Put in a spreadsheet.
Grab a handful.
Give the bracelets out, put them on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, somebody should be counting these, right?
Yeah. No. They, like in the early days, it was like we would like just get we would order whatever we can get our hands on, and then we're like, we'll sell whatever it is. And I remember one time we had ordered like a bunch of Always My Mother, Forever My Friend. That's one of the popular engravings, especially come the holidays. And they had shipped us like way too many in like extra large lava stone.
Oh,
and like there's not too many moms that want to wear an extra large lava stone. At the time, we also couldn't like cut them and remake them easily.
Yeah, no.
Like, we hadn't done that part of
no, we were
the
not bracelet
shift.
making.
And so we had like just an absurd amount of lava stone, which is like a black stone.
Yeah.
Always My Mother in an XXL. It was like it didn't fit anyone. And we were still like trying our darnest to sell them because
You're like they're supposed to fit like that.
Yeah, it was crazy. So the stories, again, it's a long story of like all the iterations over time. But yeah, maybe I would reduce it down to like a simple answer for that whole.
Sure.
The difference between then and now is just like structure. And like I'm not sure the right way to say it, but like reliability of like planning.
Yeah.
Because back then, like we would just like wherever the wind was blowing us, we would go try and like launch a kite up in that pasture over there and that pasture over there. But now it's like we've got all these kites up in the air and like we have to make sure they're continuing to fly.
Yes.
So it's fun. It's a fun challenge.
Yeah. I haven't heard like what made you guys make that change from Inspire Me bracelets to the Inspiration Company as a whole. Was it like you launched something aside from bracelets? Was it before?
We had done when we were still Inspire Me bracelets. I think we had our first store over at the Wellington Mall. I know we had the Galleria, but the Wellington store was like the first like build out. And we come Christmas time, we would just like randomly buy. We would buy, and maybe you're here for this part. We would go to what was that, Michael's? No, Hobby Lobby. We'd go to Hobby Lobby and like some other random stores and like buy inspirational mugs and like other plaques and stuff they would just have there. You buy for like $3, $4, and
Right.
sell for like 8 or 9 or something. It was not a great like margin on it, but like that's like the level I think of like introducing like, oh, we could offer more stuff in the store, and the store layout wasn't great yet, and so we had been tinkering with launching other products. We just didn't really know how to do it effectively,
Right.
and reliably, where it's like, hey, like the margins aren't great on this. By the time we pick it up, whatever, and put it up, like we've already lost money on this. Like this is not making sense.
Right.
And so yeah, I mean, eventually we expanded out from just the engraved bracelets to the necklaces, the charms, and now the shirts and the apparel and the hats and all the rest.
Yeah.
We'd always been talking about it, and there's so many ideas like that in the company where we talk about it. We're like, this would be a great idea, and then everyone's like, well, we can't do that now. We don't have money for that. We literally don't even know the steps to take to do that thing right now.
Right.
And so we're like, put it on the back burner. And then, I mean, tons of the big ideas that we do have, it's literally just an iteration of an old idea we tried maybe 2 or 3 times in the past, and it failed miserably, or
Right.
it cost us a ton of money and we lost a bunch of money. So we're like, lick your wounds and then just like forget about it for a bit. And then 3 years later, we'll bring it up, be like, this would be a good idea. And like, remember, we did that one like
Not so
4
good.
times. It went bad.
Oh my God. 4 times?
But, I mean, that's sort of, a good lesson for business is like having amnesia of your past failures. Because if every time you make a mistake or lose money on a deal or a purchase, whatever, you're like, oh, I'm just going to stop, or we're not going to do anything. It's like you'll go out of business. Like you have to just keep going from like one failure to the next with no loss of enthusiasm.
Do you remember two questions with that? One, do you remember like biggest failure? Like either like loss of money, product?
I'm not, well, yeah, I've lost a lot of money. It's not. I mean, it's embarrassing to say. I'm not gonna.
You have to give me a
too
number.
much into it.
Yeah.
But
and like, what kept you going? Why'd you keep going after that massive loss?
yeah, no, it's. I don't tell the story too often. Obviously, the partners that know of it, it happened very quickly. But we just got into like, you know, all the Facebook ads and Google ads and all this kind of stuff, and so it was Mother's Day, so it's like a big time to you know, ad spend and all the rest, and we were just figuring it out. We didn't like hire someone from the outside, just like with everything. We just kind of figured it out, and we put this ad up, or I had put this ad up for Mother's Day, and you know, we're like going for reach and like trying to like get it to spend money, because, you know, we had issues originally. If you put like ROAS targets, which is like return on ad spend targets on it, it'll spend like, if you put them up too much, you'll end up spending like, I don't know, 50 cents a day or $3 a day or something. And you're like, yeah, it's hard to make $100,000 in a day if we're spending 50 cents.
Right.
So we and I, you know, I had taken off some of like the restrictions on how much you could spend.
Oh God.
And I didn't also know to, so anyway, I put the ads on, just took off the restrictions or whatever on it. We went out to dinner, kind of celebrating. Oh, we figured it out. We got it on. It's already spent $10. So, and that's awesome. And just, it looks all these clicks and all this. So we go to dinner like two hours, come back, and I'll say the number. I mean, it's a good number, but within 2 hours, the campaign had spent $10,000 and had tens of thousands of, I mean, maybe 100,000 clicks, and I started sweating. I was like, I didn't even believe the number I was seeing on the screen. And this is also like when we didn't have like a ton of margin for marketing, ad spend and marketing and stuff. And usually, like, we were trying to like, whatever we spent in marketing, like we were at least making like 2x or 3x. It was like paying for the marketing while we were spending it,
right? And
it was covering the cost of the product and all this. And so it came back 2 hours later, spent $10,000.
Oh my God!
And I was like, again, just started sweating, and I literally couldn't believe. I couldn't even talk. Couldn't believe the number I was seeing. And then, you know, going into it, there's even if you put like, I wanted to put ads in the U.S. If you don't also, maybe they've changed the system since then, if you also don't exclude other countries from it, like literally like select the countries you don't want it to show to, it'll just send it. And I think it was like some like phishing scam or some back-end scam on Google. I don't know. I never got a great answer from Google about it.
Right.
But it's like all the money had gone to Pakistan.
What? Like
one little province in Pakistan. Somehow they were able to like mass click or something on the ad, and so it sent like 9,900 of the dollars to Pakistan within like 1 hour period.
Oh my God.
And there's like nothing you could do. Like
the money's gone.
Yeah. And you know,
and nobody bought anything.
Nothing. Like 100,000 clicks on the website. So I was like, like thought it would blow up. It did not. It was just all some scammer in Pakistan that got me.
Dang.
So then going forward again, I just know to like you have to exclude certain.
Yeah.
Like specifically exclude.
Yeah.
And I thought like, I put it for like in the U.S. So like it'll be in the U.S. It was not.
No.
So that was literally like the fastest I've ever lost money in my life on something that was like literally not helpful
at all.
And that one hurt. That one hurt my pride and confidence for a while. But we didn't give up.
You were scared to click ever again.
Yeah. But we did set it up, put all the things back on. But again, you have to have amnesia. Like, again, I just like held off. And after the Mother's Day season, like you don't really do that much ad spend right after that. So it's a good lesson. Obviously, heading into I haven't made the mistake again.
Good.
In our team and everything. So
sometimes you just have to learn it the hard way.
Yeah, it was literally like, man, I just like I thought I had it all figured out, and I didn't. And again, that's like those sort of things happen sometimes. Where again, whether it's like the email team or whatever, like you'll make little mistakes here and there, and sometimes it's a bigger mistake. Like, I forgot to include like to send an email out to 100,000 people at a key time.
Right.
Like that actually does cost you tens of thousands of dollars. And like there's windows that you have to hit. And that's why, again, having a team that with experience is so helpful.
Yeah.
Because like if we had an ads manager at that time, it wouldn't have been me like YouTubing videos to figure it out.
Oh.
Or like maybe some other guy who had maybe made that mistake in the past would have been like, hey bro, make sure you're excluding
Pakistan,
some of these random countries. So yeah, that was my number. That was my loss. It was really a really bad moment for me.
Bad dark time.
Yeah.
What's a decision that you made that looked completely crazy in the beginning, but wound up really working out for the company?
Yeah. Initially, when this is like with like store builds and stuff like that, we didn't know how to hang the bracelets, like how to display them in a store,
right?
And stuff like
Because
that.
the engraving,
right?
It needs to show the engraving and the earthstone.
Part of that story of like going to Home Depot and like finding stuff that would hold bracelets for us.
Right.
We got like so first we were thinking of ideas to like how to do that. What does it look like? What is, that looks clean and presentable. We could build somehow.
Right.
So we went to. I like to just get out to think because I think some of the best ideas are just like iterations of like cool things you've seen. Maybe that's like what everything is, just like an iteration of something else.
Yeah.
And so we were like banging our heads against the wall, looking at Pinterest for ideas and whatever. And I was like, guys, like let's just go walk the mall. Let's just get out and go walk through a mall,
right?
And see.
There's people selling jewelry everywhere,
right? And so we started walking and went into either Anthropology or something like that, and
they have really good builds.
They got just cool stuff in there,
yeah.
And there was not really a ladder, but like a pole sticking out of the wall that went like this, like kind of came out and then down, and they had put like their like poles right into it to be like. For hangers or whatever, they would hang shirts from it. I was like, wow, that looks really cool. We could maybe do something like that with the bracelets. And I don't know if you remember the old like ladder days. We still have them in some of the stores. Yeah. But then, we put like the board right on the ladder. So we built a ladder off the wall, which constructing those was fun and flimsy.
Oh.
And then ended up, again, just going to Home Depot and was like, okay, well, how do we we ended up buying like they sell like just random metal bars at Home Depot. Like those are like a 3 or 4 foot bar, and we were like, oh, a bar like this would look good. We just gotta like figure out how to cut it down to size, and we got like a grinder, like a little like metal grinder or whatever. And then ended up cutting them down to size, and using just like regular hooks like that you twist into a board. From Home Depot. So we like took all these like random little component pieces, but all that came from literally just being like, we gotta get out of we like I don't like meetings. So it's like
you and April don't like meetings. We never have meetings.
Like if a meeting is going too long, it's like I already think it's a waste of time. It's like let's get to the point quick and start working. And that's why it was like I can go find the answer. I just can't do it right here talking circles about nonsense.
Right.
So we went through Anthropology, saw that thing, and then, was inspired to do the first sort of like wall ladder design.
Yeah.
And again, that changed, 2 years later into like the floating panels on the walls and all that kind of stuff, which happened from doing Aventura Mall. The ladders like didn't fit the space, so we just like broke them off, and like I was like, oh, it already looks like an art gallery in here. It's kind of dark and like cool. So we like ended up connecting them to the wall, and I was like, well, this could work for forever.
Right, this works.
Yeah, and we didn't like fully integrate that design until probably a year after that. But I was like, you guys, let's go back to that Aventura thing that we did where it like looked cool, it looked trendy, and like that's another story, that Aventura, like getting into Aventura Mall. We had the kiosk there at Christmas time. That was like the first like holiday the kiosk that we did. And the store we were able to get there, that was like one of like the miracles of COVID, And I don't know if Doug sort of touched on our COVID miracles.
No, he didn't.
Which is a huge part of the story.
Yeah.
And he should have. Because COVID, I like to think like COVID gave us our big break.
Yeah, I mean, you guys expanded
into stores.
Yeah.
You know, and before that, we were like, none of the property groups would let us have a store. We didn't even know what to do with a store. We didn't.
That much space.
Yeah, we were just doing kiosks all over the country, and like they're like random malls that they would give us and be like, yeah, prove sales first, and then then we'll talk. Because until then, like until you have a product that sells consistently, you don't really have anything. You've got like a fun idea or whatever, which is also why I discount ideas. Like when people have ideas, I actually don't like that, because an idea without execution is like literally just a waste of my time.
Oh, okay.
You know, like unless you have like an action plan, or like I would love, my favorite people are people that like have tons of ideas and execute on like on a few of them.
Yeah.
Without even telling me. Like I don't even want to know
what you're
if you're like, don't ask me. Just go do it.
Just do it.
Like I think the best leaders in the company are those people that can just make things happen.
Yeah.
And then come back and be like, hey, I tried this. It was pretty low budget. I failed. Can I get compensated for that? Or like, hey, I got some receipts. Can I get this back or whatever? I mean, again, like those are the best people because again, an idea is, you know, it's like a dime a dozen.
Right.
I mean, you know, you can ask ChatGPT for a million ideas right now so easily. And that's sort of the value of an idea. And you need a team that can execute, or at least like a few people that can drive the ship and make it happen.
Yeah.
So the stores, Aventura, being able to have a store at Aventura was awesome. And they gave it to us just because I forget who was there before us. We ended up having like our best ever, and sort of opened our eyes to like the money we could make in a store.
Yeah.
And we had our biggest month ever, even beating Christmas at other pop-up locations.
Yeah.
Just from Aventura in August. And it was a center court location, all this, and it was temp space. But it opened our eyes to like how much potential you can actually make with a well-designed store, a great staff in the store. And it was like, oh, this is how you build a brand. It's like you have to have a good product. Right. You have to have a good like store setup and all that. But then you also have to be able to like piece it together and, you know, have those like home run hits. Otherwise, you're just going to keep like pittering along. Where you need to be able to show that it has like explosive potential. Yeah. And that's what we got from Aventura. And then after that amazing month of August, like our August was literally bigger than December.
That's crazy.
From like the one store. Yeah. And then we got our contract, because we were short-term lease, we got bought out by Ray-Ban. Dang. Who ended up spending like 5 times or 10 times, I think it was 10 times the rent we were paying. So whenever you see like those center locations at big malls, like they pay crazy amount of money per month in them. So if you're a fan of Ray-Ban or whatever, like, you know, go buy those glasses. They need you to buy a lot of glasses to stay in business.
They're paying a lot in rent. Help them.
I mean, just in rent, it was like, it like blew my mind. They were like, hey, can you match the rent here? And we were like, no, we
definitely
can't do that. But it was fun to sort of like start that dreaming of what's possible, because up to that point, like again, not being in retail and stuff, like we didn't really know what those numbers look like and what success at that level is, you know.
Yeah. And that was during COVID?
That was
that you were able to get in there?
Yeah, it was like, I guess like the tail end of COVID. I think people were like just getting masks off, and obviously Florida is better with was better with all that stuff. I mean, people that were wearing masks were like very reluctant to be doing it.
Yeah.
That's if a store policed it or whatever.
Right. So, what's something almost every entrepreneur worries about that doesn't actually matter?
Ooh.
Would you consider yourself an entrepreneur?
Yeah. Okay. We're constantly
making things,
building the business. I think not caring. I think maybe one of the biggest things is not caring what people say about you is super valuable, because when you just get into stuff, and people in your own family, like, you know, when we were jumping in with and growing Inspiration Co., people were like, how much you getting paid from that? And like, what's your blah blah? And we're like, well, it's nothing. Right.
That's not a real job.
Yeah. And it's like, just go back to real estate. Like, like stop messing around with that or whatever. And again, people are just well-meaning. Right. You know, even people that you're close to and you love and you trust. If you want to get into entrepreneurship, like I guess like the smart thing is to not do it, because you have to have a stomach for risk
Failure.
and failure.
Yeah.
And not everyone's able to do that and be in a place to do that. But there's no harm in just working at a company that you love and you want to pour into and grow. Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
But I think if you want to get into entrepreneurship, you have to like deeply not care about what people say.
Right.
Even the people closest to you, because they'll doubt you and they'll try and guide you back to stability or safety or whatever it is. Because your loved ones want you to be safe and
stable.
Stable, yeah.
And be able to pay your rent.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah. And also, one additional point to that, don't, it's like when you share your idea, like whatever, if you're starting a new business, be careful who you ask advice from, kind of in a similar vein. Yeah. Because like you should be pitching your product or your service or whatever all the time. Right. With like no fear of rejection. But you also, like when you're, like be super careful in who you ask advice from, because again, it gets into, oh, you probably shouldn't do that, or that's not a good idea, or there's already that thing, so don't do it. Like, you can't beat. It's like with jewelry and bracelets and stuff. It's like, oh, Pandora's already doing it. Like, why even do it? Right. So you'll get a lot of that. So be careful who you ask advice from, and like just try and mimic who you want to be.
Yeah, I was just about to say there's a quote that's like, don't take advice from somebody whose life you wouldn't want.
Yeah. That's a great quote. Yeah. Whoever that is. That was a great quote.
Whoever that is. And I feel like that ties in both things that you just said, too. Like, be careful who you ask, but for multiple different reasons.
Yeah. One other, just on that same thought process, I loved Mr. Beast. He had a great bit or, like, piece of knowledge about if you want to grow, at least on, like, the YouTube platform, but I think it applies to anything. It's like you have to surround yourself with other, like, I guess, people that share your vision. Yeah. Like you're trying to build or create or be what you want to be. Yeah. And like that's why like having like that small group of like 4 or 5 people that are literally trying to do exactly what you're trying to do and build it. Because then as you're friends and talking to them, they're making mistakes. He's like, you're able to learn 4 times faster of iterating through either building a business or building a YouTube channel or whatever it is. He's like, if you're trying to go off on your own and do it, and he's like, you're only able to learn from the mistakes, one mistake at a time, where if your buddies or whatever are also making mistakes at the same time, you can learn 4 times faster. So that I think it ties in there.
That was great.
So find friends that are equally crazy if you're trying to
equally crazy
build business. Yeah. Or like I guess start a business. If you're trying to build business, I guess it's different because there's so many models. I'll give advice to people that are just trying to build within a business. Maybe they love the business, they love the culture or whatever. Find a team. Like some people are not the entrepreneurs. Like I know a lot of people that, again, they're just not that personality type. Yeah. But I'm not. But they're great on a team. Yeah. So find the teams, but then literally like mimic what the best businesses are doing. So Tony Robbins talks about this all the time he's like literally like to be a millionaire, just mimic what other millionaires are doing, whether the way they run their business, structure it, whatever. He's like, don't reinvent the wheel. He's like, don't think. He's like, don't read a book and like sit around thinking about what to do. Literally, if you want to have the success of that company, just go look into that company, break it down, get as much information, what they're doing marketing, what they're doing this, and mimic it. Yeah. And make it your own. Yeah. He's like, yeah, he makes things super simple of don't reinvent the wheel. And if you're building within a company, don't think to yourself or ask ChatGPT, what should I do? Or like, or maybe ask ChatGPT literally just that question. What does XYZ company do in this specific category to grow sales or grow followers or whatever? Right. And just do that. Just mimic it and you'll have success.
Yeah. That's definitely what we do for socials.
And you guys are doing awesome. That's why these socials are blowing up.
They're doing so good. Okay. Back to if the inspiration company didn't exist tomorrow. Yeah. What would you do?
that'd be a sad day. I'd probably have
R.I.P.
a drink or two
Totally.
to mourn the loss of
An amazing
our baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your first baby.
But celebrate it. I mean, it's been a wild ride. So after the drinking's done,
Right.
and celebrating, I would. So we have 5 kids.
Yes.
And my wife's like gotten like big into content creation. We've always been like recording and stuff all the time.
Yeah.
But we've been thinking for some time, a few years now, and we've launched a few kids sort of products and stuff at some of the stores. And I think we would go like hard into like a kids toy company and content around our family and stuff like that. I think it would be a ton of fun. And again, it's like we would have a ton of fun doing it. We'd have no problem at all just using all the lessons we've learned from on like building like the online side of stuff, where before you have any store, like you can literally do anything tomorrow, like the next day.
Yeah.
And start creating. So that's what we would do.
Fun.
And it'd be a blast. And my kids are the best.
Speaking about the kids,
Yeah.
what's one lesson that being a dad has taught you?
Yeah, leading kids is a blast. And I know some of our younger dads here, our in-house Jamie Brandon.
Yeah.
He's in the thick of it now, and all my kids are super young. As
Yes.
you know, the oldest is 5, the youngest is 1.5. We got the twins, the 3-year-old, and then a 4-year-old. You never really know what you're gonna what your leadership style is gonna be
As a parent.
until you are one.
Yeah.
And I was always curious of what that would look like and feel like and whatever. And when I was a kid, I was growing up, and I remember thinking to myself, "Oh, if I'm ever a dad, I'll do this different, or I'll let him stay as late as he wants." Or,
I'll be a cool dad.
Yeah. And you totally can be a cool dad. Like there's things that you can do and positive like reinforcements you can give to your kids that are like to the style that like you sort of thought would have been better handled or whatever. Obviously, parenting is always best. Like in hindsight, it's like Monday back quarterbacking.
Yeah.
Where you're like, "Oh, I'm the best quarterback on Monday morning." It's like you already know all the plays and whatever. So when you become a parent, you sort of get that chance to Monday quarterback and like at least bring to the table the best versions that you saw if you're reflective and you make that effort. A lot of I've seen a lot of even like younger parents, they sort of just keep mimicking what they had done to them when they were a kid.
That's awful.
Whether
Sometimes it's good.
Yeah, it is what it is. I don't know. It's like
you had a good childhood, then cool.
I mean, great people are sometimes from the product of like bad parenting.
Yeah.
Like, you go to, like there's a lot of celebrities and stuff and comedians that are like, "Yeah, man, I had a horrible childhood. My dad wasn't there. This, that, the other." But then they pushed ahead and he achieved like massive success.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart's like that. Kevin Hart's dad was like a crackhead or whatever, and The Rock was making fun of him about it. And it was like
so funny.
I don't think he would trade that in. But again, it's like, how do you make it work? Because obviously there's a lot of people with nice childhoods that do great things in the world too. You know? So a strong marriage is part of that equation. If you have a healthy relationship and you trust your partner and you guys are on the same page and you're not quarreling and fighting all the time, that's sort of like level 1, like just living in peace. Because at least with 5 kids, there's so much chaos all the time.
I bet.
Just yelling, fighting, crying, diaper changes, gotta get here, gotta get there. And again, like we're doing it like while running the business.
Right.
And so it's a lot. And at a base level, if you're not at peace with your spouse or significant other, whatever, you are like, life will be hard. And then it magnifies all of the actual tough parts of parenting.
Right.
And then your kids will feel the effects of that. And it'll lead to divorce and it'll lead to like all these things. And I heard who's the FUBU guy from Shark Tank? Damon.
I have no idea.
Do you know who I'm talking about? not Damon Jones, something like that.
Damon
John. I was close. I said Jones. Damon John. He used the creator of FUBU and all this, and he just recently has been saying he had another kid like 20 years after his first 2 kids grew up, whatever.
Oh, wow.
And he is reflective. I've seen him online talking about, oh man, I wish I was there more for my kids, but I was growing my empire and business and whatever. So like, I think now he's got a better relationship with his 2 older kids that are in their like 20s or 30s, whatever. And he's like, now he's like, it is so. And again, he's already sort of made it, so he's got stuff running now.
Right.
But he's like, I am so available for my youngest now.
Yeah.
Where I know I was an absent father.
Yeah.
For my first 2, and that's why we had all these issues.
Yeah.
And he's able to fix it, but he speaks openly about that. Where, we never wanted to. April and I have always been super conscientious of being there for our kids and bring them with us as much as we can to the builds, to work and stuff, incorporating as much as we can. We do a ton of like half day stuff where, you know, when there's big stuff to move on, April will come in, I'll stay back with the kids. Mm-hmm. I was super fortunate growing up. One of the things I mimicked was maybe like work ethic and stuff I got from, you know, my dad was a cardiologist down the street here at Holy Cross. And so my whole life, he was always super busy. Like we didn't see him, like he'd leave at like 6:30 and wouldn't get back till like 8.
Yeah.
You know, like we would like eat late dinner just so we could see him for a little bit before he sort of starts the routine again. And that's why we would like make sure we spent like summers doing like vacation times as a family. So like we could actually all be together. My mom used to joke when we were younger, we didn't like understand why
he was gone.
Dad wasn't around so much.
Yeah.
And she says when you guys were really little, you guys used to say, "When's that nice man coming home again?"
Oh
like
my
that's
God.
how much like we didn't connect who Dad was to like the dad figure,
right?
Because he was just working so much, trying to become a partner and all this kind of stuff. And so I remember feeling that, like you just appreciate like you're able to do nice things and have cool stuff or whatever, because someone's working super hard for it, you know. Yeah. But I always had the belief, again, sort of like learning from the past of like, hey, is there a better way to do this, or set yourself up differently? And you know, having your own business and all that, you have the flexibility to create exactly what you want, or at least like as much as you want, or you can't. You know, that makes sense. And so we've always made sure our relationship is peaceful. Like we don't let fights drag on for a long time. Yeah. So if you're in a relationship and you're fighting, like deal with that. Don't do that.
Handle that.
Like just remember, like you love the person that you're with, and like you're gonna have differences of opinions. Like when April and I met, she was like we were both in our late 20s, so like we were already adults and like did everything ourselves already. Right. So had our own ways of like getting it done and like living and setting up and whatever. But like we both wanted to have kids, and we both like sort of had similar belief systems of like how to raise them and incorporate them with the business, and we've just continued doing that, and it's been so much fun. And I think the kids, anyone that knows our kids, I think would say they're happy, fun-loving, kind, funny, interesting, sweet, like nice qualities where like you wouldn't be like, oh, that kid's spoiled brat, or he's got anger issues or whatever. It's like we're able to deal with a lot of like issues that come up because we are always, one of us is always available to them. Yeah. And again, like both our parents are super involved and are able to watch them like one or two times a week. But even if we had zero help, we would still be able to do sort of
you would figure it out
half day or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, being business owners definitely gives you guys like a little advantage to be able to have that.
Yes.
And having the help that you do.
Yeah. But it also, like, again, when you're doing it, like, I don't want to say like you're always on, but you sort of feel like you're always like, there's a level of stress that does come with that. Yeah. And weighs on you all the time. And, you know, conversations of payroll and expenses and like all that stuff like doesn't go away. It's not like, oh,
you don't clock out.
Like you never really clock out.
Yeah.
So there's trade-offs to everything.
Totally. John Maxwell.
Yes.
So me, Derek, April.
You can take this one. Maybe I'll pose a question to you for this one.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So we just started.
No, we finished.
Yes, we just started launching it in the company.
Oh, did we?
Well, we're going to.
Okay.
I mean, we started. Anyway, John C. Maxwell.
John C. Maxwell.
I'm gonna let her introduce at least your understanding of who John C. Maxwell is.
My understanding.
We'll put a picture on screen maybe of who he is.
John C. Maxwell.
If you know, you know. He's sort of like the Tony Robbins of maybe more like the faith side of leadership and development. He's been doing it for 35, 40 years or whatever it is.
Yeah.
He's written like 100 books.
An insane amount of books.
Yeah. And so John C. Maxwell, his foundation, he started a leadership training program. Really, really cool program. We just finished up this 7-week training module of it. So Faith is part of our first cohort of leaders in the company that went through it.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be rolling it out company-wide with all of our top leaders. It's been an incredible experience. I'm going to let Faith just like pitch it. Maybe some of the lessons you learned from it, because I had a few that I wanted to touch on. But in terms of like leadership, there's I think 7 points in there. Yeah. But
I wish I would have wrote them down.
It's just the basics.
Yeah, it definitely is the basics, but it's also things that you don't necessarily think about every day. Like one that really stuck with me was like the attitude one. Module one, which is something that I do think about often, but the way that they make you think about it in this course that we did, it just like goes deeper, and it really puts it into perspective of like how much control you have over your life. It makes it personal too. Yeah, it makes it personal. You have a roundtable discussion with you and the people that are in your group, which is super interesting to do when they're your bosses, because it's like therapy. So we essentially all did a 7-week therapy session together, which was super interesting. It was great though, because you really do, like, we all got super personal. I think we're all also just like very like open people. So we were all literally just taking this as like therapy sessions to like grow. And I'm excited to lead it, which I didn't think I was going to say during module 1 that I'm excited to lead it. But
or even by module 7, I don't know.
Or even by module 7. It really wasn't until like the, what are we called when we lead it? Facilitator. Yeah, facilitator. It wasn't until the facilitator one, which was a little bit longer, and everybody missed the call except for me. So it turned into a one-on-one with me and our facilitator that led us through the 7 weeks.
Maybe that alone time was
I needed that alone time. It really did things for me, and it made me feel so confident. You know, she was hyping me up. She was making me feel good. And we were able to like get in depth, and she walked me through everything. Good old Gladys. Shout out Gladys.
I love that name. It's like such an old school name.
Yeah, it is. So it got me excited.
But even, you know, starting off with that first one, I mean, we could do a whole podcast, I think, just about the 7 leadership steps. Right. But that attitude one was super, again, it's sort of like a gut check.
It really is. Yeah.
Like that's the first thing. Like when you're trying to better yourself, become a better leader, the attitude that you bring to your everyday is like
it's everything.
Starting point is like literally like the floor level.
Yeah.
And I remember I shared with mine on the attitude. I remember when I was younger, I shared that I had a bad attitude. Yeah. I was like a punk kid, and
as was I. We bonded in that one, in that first module.
So I was like sharing, like, at least on that point. Obviously, there's a lot of other points in there, but on the attitude thing, it's like it's such like a basic thing that, like, I don't know, you hear your mom talk about, and you know, it's like you always hear like different like phrases about it, and you're like, oh, it's so cheesy or whatever. Yeah. But literally it's everything.
It's everything.
It's everything. So
with a bad attitude, you can't do anything. The good attitude, you can do anything you want.
You can't even think correctly. Like even thinking about problems, you know, and that's where it's like having amnesia about failure or whatever. If you want to grow in business, you have to have a good attitude and always think like, what's the best that can happen? One of my favorite shirts, I'm not wearing it now. Mine's kindness is free, which is true.
It is
We
true.
ring it up in the store like that. You know,
yeah.
Kindness, and then it's just 100% free.
We just did a hospital thing at the hospital you just said your dad worked at, where we like left little notes, just like encouraging notes on cars at that hospital.
Cool.
Yesterday.
Holy Cross, yeah. I spent kindness a lot of time in there growing up. So that's awesome. And so anyway, it's like if you have a if you can have a positive mindset as a base level with everything, no matter what's going on, it's like you are one step ahead of probably 90% of your competition, of the world population. It's literally like a life hack that like people have told you about, but until you decide you want to do it, it's meaningless, you know. And so that's the Maxwell stuff. I'd love to do like a whole podcast about it. Because the lessons are super simple. But I don't know, you get pretty deep. You're gonna have to do the leadership too.
You'll be
really good.
You'll be in my my round table,
and he'll be able to coach you. He's also gonna be amazing at it. I feel like if you put him in some like monk robes, he literally looks like he sings Gregorian chants at nights, doesn't he? He looks like a monk that he used to teach me in chemistry class. Yeah, I went to a small Catholic school up in Boca, and
my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah, the guy looked exactly like you. He was super cool.
You do look like a monk.
Yeah, so you got the whole thing going.
That's hilarious. Okay, we're gonna end off with tell us about Life Surge.
Yeah, so Life Surge, super exciting. I think you've done.
I haven't been
none of the events.
Man,
we've done a bunch. So Life Surge is a really cool sort of like. I want to call it. It's sort of like a Tony Robbins event, you know, where they'll rent out like a stadium. One of them we did in San Antonio was where the Spurs play. Whatever the name of that stadium is, I forget now. But the entire stadium's taken up. They have amazing speakers on business, faith, life skills. It's a Christian organization, but they go like heavy into. Business, finance, how to level up for kingdom impact. So their whole thing is like what's the legacy you want to leave in life? Whether it's building business, leaving stuff to your kids, whatever it is, they're trying to help people level up in life.
Gotcha.
And obviously they are super guided and filled by the Holy Spirit. So everything they do, all the speakers that they invite to come there, obviously John C. Maxwell is part of that, Tim Tebow, and again they've got just like the biggest names in sort of like they're all Christian. Some of them aren't like. There's not a lot. There are some pastors and stuff,
right?
But it's even was it Duncan Robinson? I forget the famous center for the San Antonio Spurs. So like he's like a hometown legend in San Antonio. Won championships and all this, and he'll be like a marquee speaker in that local market, talking about how his faith led him to championships and transformed his leadership style on teams, and how he incorporated his faith in with Christ and biblical lessons into his business success. And so the whole conference, it's one-day conferences around the country where they go deep. They'll probably have 10 to 15 different speakers there. Sometimes they're pitching different services they offer. Some of the speakers will pitch, some of the stuff that they kind of do afterwards. But if you're just going for general admission or whatever, and you just want to be like have an amazing faith-filled day, they do breakout like praise where they have like some amazing Christian bands playing throughout. So it's like you get like random like hour-long, praise sets throughout it. So it starts at like 7:30 in the morning and goes to like 7 or 8 at night. So it's literally like a full day thing. They have a sponsor that literally feeds the entire stadium.
What?
Lunch. So that lunchtime, you don't have to like get up and leave.
Yeah.
They bring lunch to your seats.
That's crazy.
For the entire stadium. It's really, really cool, unique experience.
Wow, I'm really excited.
So,
Not that I'll be
You'll
attending.
be going to it soon.
Yeah, on the other side though.
Yeah.
Selling.
We'll also we'll make sure we break out. So the relationship anyway. I'll get into it. We're partnering with them now, so we will have some seats, sponsors, whatever, to be able to like go in and watch different speakers and stuff like that.
Nice.
So we got partnered up with them. Long story short, we just became partners with Life Surge
a couple days ago
as like their merch vendor in like the main atrium. So super exciting win for Inspiration Co. Super exciting win for Life Surge. It's an amazing coming together of both of our missions, because I feel like they're also trying to inspire the world, with Kingdom Impact and everything. They're trying to pour education to, people that become students of theirs and all that. So it's a great partnership that we just finalized, but it's been like 6 months in the making. So we went to the first one, I think in January of this year. We went to one of their events randomly out in West Palm Beach. The same venue that I think is the convention center in West Palm. Same one. Tony Robbins had an event there like a few months before. So coming into the new year, April and I, we went to a different convention that was like skills development, business and stuff, literally like the weekend before Life Surge. And then, Life Surge does a great job of advertising as they come into a city, putting all their speakers up and whatever. And so it was like very natural. We're like, well, we went to this speakers thing and now let's do this one, see how this goes. We met a great contact there, Brooke. I think she's still with the company. She's with like the development team and stuff like that. And, hit it off. We were like, hey, we're totally aligned with you guys with what you're trying to do. She's like, well, just come to one of the events, see how it is, see where you guys can see yourself fitting into it. And after that first event, it was a day-long event. It was like, we saw the potential instantly. Super excited. There were some, they were at the time they were doing single like local sponsorship sort of things for different vendors and stuff like that. And so again, over a 6-month period, we did a couple like one-off events with them. One of the other events I mentioned, San Antonio, we did, but we weren't able to because the venue had specifications. You couldn't actually sell physical products.
Oh, that's when you guys were ordering all of everything, right?
So we had all the products there, but as people came up, we were only able to check them out on the cell phone.
And ship it to them.
So
that's awful.
We made I think everyone hated us at that event. Because they would come up, they would pull all these products down off the shelves and come out to check out, and we were like,
put all that back.
We're like, that's nice. You can't have any of it now. And like it was cold in the venue too, so they're like, can I just have the sweatshirt, please? And we're like, they can't see us give you any of it, or they're gonna kick us out. So we would just like try and check them out on our phones or their phones, and it was like an absolute nightmare of an experience. But even with all the crankiness that happened, again, people were mad at us. We just kept working through this relationship, trying to make it work. On the back end, obviously, on the business side, you have to make sure the numbers work for everybody and everything as far as that goes. And again, it was like just this week we ended up signing a partnership with them, and so we're going to be going to the next year's worth of Life Surge events. So we're going to be in all these amazing cities around the country. Our team's going to go in, set up the booth. We'll have Life Surge exclusive merch and bracelets and engravings. And again, everyone that goes to these events is already looking to take their life, take their thought process, whatever it is, to the next level. And that's what we do in our stores. Like, as like running Opry Mills, like you're gonna see, you get the chance to literally inspire 5,000-6,000 people in one day.
Crazy.
30 different times for the rest of the year. So it's
awesome.
It's super exciting. And again, the events are like, you just think of like networking too. Like the people that go to these events are like the leaders in their communities and have like such amazing stories to share. Like maybe we do like run a podcast at the end of the day or set up like Zoom calls with people or whatever going forward. But it's probably one of the biggest single things that we've signed on, other than like 60 locations for retail. This is like a completely new avenue the company's taking, and we couldn't be more excited about it. We got partnered up with John C. Maxwell through it as well. All that leadership that we're incorporating into the company now. And again, it's like when you're following like the voice of God, I found every time I just listened for his voice, and just, even though I didn't understand like what the heck was happening, you just kind of keep walking that direction. Eventually you find the gifts that he had waiting for you over there. And it's like scary to do in the moment, but like I've since I changed my attitude,
Yes.
I found that it's worked out really well. And then you don't have to think so much. You don't have to be like anxious about like, what am I doing? Where am I going?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like